Good morning, everybody. Kamala, me done talk right here. I just want to touch a little bit on mental illness. And I'm going to be in and out of English and Patois. And basically, I'm doing the audio so I could download it and upload it back to my YouTube channel. So I'm not like coming on here to put my face on any video or whatever. I just want to get my point across. Good morning, Miss Iris. How are you? Mental illness is not Obeah. And the reason why I came on here to speak about this issue is not only because of the murders that's happening in Jamaica. We don't know what people are going through, and we don't know people's situation. And as far as I can tell you, when I was growing up in Trelawney, Albertown, Trelawney, St. Vincent District to be exact. Good morning, Empress. There was a lot of people in my community that had good education, that was doing very well. All of a sudden, they drop off a shape, technically, like, in a Jamaican term, drop off a shape, meaning that their health, their mental health got to the point where people started to say, oh, he went crazy, he went mad because somebody Obeah him. And nobody thought to get that person help, because it was not a thing where people would talk about mental illness. Whenever somebody in a good position went crazy, they would say that somebody Obeah him. And I can speak from within my family. Rest in peace, Uncle Baka Dread. I can tell you, I had an uncle, and before I had sense or knew anything, from what I heard is that he used to be a school teacher, and he was teaching at Spring Garden Primary in Jamaica in a Trelawney, and they did some kind of project with the Jamaican government and the Cuban government, and he went away to Cuba. Then when he came back to Jamaica, he lost his mind, and he was kind of in and out and going crazy, couldn't teach again. Sometimes he would be talking to himself, doing little stuff and weird stuff. And a lot of people would say that my grandmother's husband, rest in peace, Mama, they would say that my grandmother's husband is a Obeah man, and my grandmother's husband is the one who Obeah my uncle. But I'm saying, like, nobody took the time and the initiative to really help him so he could do better. And I've seen other guys in his position in our community who went to school, who had good education, and they go crazy. I know women who go to school, have good education in a big university in a Kingston, and then they come back into the community, lose their mind and gone crazy. So we need to understand that mental illness has been going on for a very, very long time in Jamaica. And because of the stigma of Obeah, nobody tried to get the people them help. And a lot of times people, oh, they're doing so good, and did I go to school, look how she did nice, and look how she pretty, and she go to school, and she had this, and she had do good with her life, and all of a sudden she just gone crazy because somebody bad mind around Obeah her. But they don't understand that people have so much stress that they don't even show to the public. There's a lot of time, even myself, I got through a whole heap of stress, and the public don't even know that I'm going through it, because some people suppress these things and they don't talk about these things. So it's time for us as Jamaican people to start addressing the mental illness situation and stop blame everything upon Obeah all the while. It's just a part of people's imagination. And not because something happened to your pitney, or your pitney will get good subject and all of a sudden shit this or that or crash or anything happen, don't mean that is necessarily Obeah. But every minute they always try to put mental illness in this corner of being Obeah. Somebody Obeah my daughter, somebody Obeah my son, somebody Obeah. No, it's a breakdown. It's a mental breakdown. And sometimes they can't talk about it. I have a cousin who hang himself, and I must say rest in peace, Dwight. I have a cousin who hung himself, and I'm not saying his complexion is like whatever. My cousin actually looked like he was a half breed. Extremely white skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, the whole works, except that his hair was nappy. And the evening when Dwight killed himself, he walked past our house. He came up to our house because he must have passed through yard for going out town. And him stopped by the house, and Mama offer him some food. And Dwight eat the food. After Dwight eat the food, Mama say, where you going now, Dwight? And him say, him a go to Albertown, go buy a rope. But true say them have goat and them something there. We never know why I go buy the rope for anywhere. So, so anyway, him go to the town and him buy the rope. When Dwight a come back, me sit down at the mango tree at the yard gate and I wait for Dwight. Because him always stop by when him a come back and bring little candy or sweetie buster or whatever. And that evening there, Dwight pass the house and him walk on the other side of the street when him a go back home. And him go straight down. And by the time him reach down there, me not even know still because me a little pitney, but me can remember say people from down a Spring Garden and the news travel and come up to St. Vincent District and people are say Dwight hang himself over Mass Ivan Stewart, Aki Tree or something like that. When the people them go down there, if you go look on Dwight body, Dwight him skin black like tar. And me I tell you say this kid look like almost like a white man. And him skin black like tar. And nothing more than he was living in Kingston. According to the story, he was living in Kingston or whatever with a girl. And then he find out say Pitney and a fee and him did whatever. Me don't know if I saw the story really go. Only the family them can say I saw it go. But that was the rumor they were spreading. But this is what me have to show you about mental illness. And then for years, people did that say, oh, I Obeah, then Obeah him because he left and go find big job at town. And then he come back and then Obeah him. But it's mental illness. Somebody set up upon him for him go hang himself on hockey tree or mango tree or whatever. It's mental illness. He had so much problem on his mind and he never have nobody to talk to about it. So eventually him decide saying can't take it anymore, can't live anymore and go kill himself. And people are say Obeah. But it was mental illness. And those things need to be addressed. And people need to looking at it. Because there's a lot of people right now in Jamaica who was doing so good. And them a run up and down in a them drawers, in a them brief, or just socks alone, and a run from one district to the other district. And nobody can understand why this man a run up and down, and them and says people set up upon him, and that's why him a run up and down. So people need to address mental illness in our community and talk about these things within our community. And I notice how they used to treat people with mental illness in Jamaica. Them used to tie them up in the yard, like them a dog, or like them a goat or a cow. Tie them up in the yard or chain them up in the yard and them something there. And don't act like say I just in my community them thing they used to happen. It did happen all over Jamaica. When them don't know what to do with them and them are stray and I go from parish to parish or community to community and then can't control them tie them up and chain them up in the yard. And now get them no help and then talk about say, oh somebody, oh Mr. Barnett's son, I walk out of Albertown and I name out a garbage pan. That means that somebody Obeah Mr. Barnett's son. It's our mental illness and drugs play a part in it. And them not have to take no crack or no cocaine, even the simple thing as weed, because weed not agree with everybody. But we need to adjust these things in our community in Jamaica. For no say it's not Obeah. It is called mental illness. It can be something simple that can be cured through counseling only without medication. But people need to look out for them something here. And it's happening to a lot of us in our families and we have not addressed the issue. And then when we reach a foreign now and we turn out or we Pitney turn out to have mental illness, we wonder what the hell is this strange thing? Because we don't know what it is. Because we don't pay attention to it. But if you look back in your family from generations and years, you can actually see that, yeah, there was some kind of thing going on in my family and there's a history of mental illness in my family, but I didn't really pay attention to it because it was not called mental illness. A lot of people brush it under the rug and call it Obeah. And I tell lies to people, Obeah, them and people this and people plant vial and people do all kind of something. But it's a breakdown. It's a breakdown. People go through all kind of stress and problem and eventually they can't take it anymore. Some things that I can live through, you can't live through because everybody endure things differently. Anyway, big up on yourself. One love, your guide and protection. I'm asking the Jamaican government to put in some work into getting these people help, especially in the rural communities where there are not many facilities to facilitate this kind of disorder. They need to figure out something. You understand? Big up on yourself, Miss Iris. One love, your guide, Cheryl Powell. You don't know. One love. Me don't talk. Empress.